Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing this journal page. Today I'm working in my try anything once and just have fun with it journal. This journal, I have a few more pages up on my channel that I've done, and it's just me trying out different techniques and different mediums and with my magazine collage and things, and just really trying to stretch my thinking and not worry about it and have fun. This is the journal. I've given myself permission. We're just going to try everything and figure stuff out and just go with it. So I have my mixed media paper right there, and I put some deli paper underneath it because I am so messy, y'all. I really just, I love the messy part of art. I don't know. I just love it. And here I'm just taking some acrylic paint. These are the Ranger Dilutions paints, and just trying to create a pretty bold pattern on there because we're going to be building up on top of this as we go along. And I always crack up when I do these little finger paints because I'm thinking in my head, try to be as random as possible with your placement. And the more random I try to be, the less random I actually am. So that always cracks me up. I don't know why. That's how my brain works. And these paints dry super fast, and they're very bright and opaque. I really like playing around with them. And I'm just going in there, no rhyme or reason or anything. And once I got that on there, I'm going to go get my heat gun and dry it all down really quick. Gosh, I am in love with my little cheap heat gun. Love it. And now I'm taking this thing of gesso that I have. It's been sitting on my shelf for about 2 years. It's probably totally separated because it was super runny, but I was kind of going with it. And just a palette knife, and I'm spreading that across this paint layer here to kind of soften it a bit and kind of grunge it up a little bit. And I was just having fun. It was like spreading some melted butter across a big old piece of toast. It was kind of a little bit fun. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to use gesso more. I never really used it, so this way, and I did stir it later on. It's not supposed to be that thin, but it worked to my advantage here because I did not want the gesso to be opaque. I want it to be very transparent, and I'm just taking a baby wipe there and even wiping more of it off because I still want that color to show through quite a bit. And then I bet y'all can guess we're going to hit it with that heat gun again. I feel like I should name it or something because, that thing works hard for the money. I tell y'all what, you're going to see it several times in this video. It is life-changing with the art journaling because this whole page, start to finish, only took me about an hour and 20 minutes because I was able to dry stuff really quick in between. Highly recommend getting one of them or having a little travel blow dryer or something. Oh, game changer. But anyway, now we're going to go in with some acrylic inks just to kind of tint it a little bit more and add some more visual interest. First, you'll see me there. I'm going to get a spray bottle of water and just lightly spritz the surface there. I'm taking some Liquitex muted green, I believe, and brushing over the top there to cool it down a little bit. And then I'm going in with some Dollar Rounty neon pink to add some to that, and then we're going in with some neon yellow. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of white to tone down that yellow because that yellow was popping a little bit more than I expected it to. And just using a baby wipe to smush that around. And now I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I like doing this sometimes. Just running some ink down the page, just like some cheesy Halloween decoration where it's like blood running down, except for in this case it's neon pink, so maybe unicorn, I don't know, but just having some fun with it. I really enjoy that. And I thought it was a little bit too bright on top of that muted background, So I let it sit there a second, and then I'm just going to go over top of it with a textured paper towel and just set it straight on top, not move it around or anything, and then just peel it back. So it's still there because a little bit of it had dried, but I was able to get some of the excess off, and I really liked the shadowy effect it had. Now there's my trusty heat gun. Bless its heart. Telling you, I need to name it. It's going to be like this channel mascot. And now I'm adding another layer, but first I am tearing up a junk mail envelope to create some patterns, because I'm going to be going in with some spray pigments there. And the first one I picked, it was totally clogged, so we had to move on. This is a combination of some dilution spray and then some homemade ones I have made using highlighters and Sharpies, and just spraying it on there, like just having some fun, making a mess. Yes, yes, yes. And this is the first time I've tried putting like the envelopes down and stuff, so I'm going to try that out. That last little layer I sprayed just some plain old 90% rubbing alcohol, and that was a little too dark, so I'm just patting it with that same paper towel, and I'm rolling the gesso bottle over it because I don't want it to be quite that dark. So you see there, it kind of muted it down, and those sprays do dry a lot lighter than they go on. And look at me, I'm so good. I'm cleaning my desk up as I go. Gold star for me. And now I flipped it over because I like the flow of that better with the pattern. And I'm going to add another really, really thin layer of gesso. I don't know if you're supposed to layer gesso up like this, but I'm gonna because I want to. So like I said, we're not following any rules. I just really liked the surface that it gave me in between the layers, and I love the muted effect it had. You can see how runny that top little bit is, which I'm mostly just getting it out of the lid. And I'm going and scraping the paper, being very careful not to scrape the actual layer of the paper off. And I love the colors peeking through, so I just kind of played with that a little bit. And dang, the gesso did make the paper strong, though. I was shocked I didn't rip it with all I put it through that day. And I bet y'all can guess what's going to happen next. Oh, yeah, there's my heat gun. I'm telling you, it really worked that day. It really did. And next, I'm going to grab my magazine pieces that I already have cut out. And now that I kind of have the flow of the background, or I'm getting a feel for kind of how it might look at the end, so I just pick out a bunch of them and I hold them to the paper, and I just listen for something in my mind to be like, yep, that'll work. I know, that's my whole process. It's just gut feeling, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. And I just hold them up like that, and I'm like, that works, that don't work, that works, that don't work. And I was between those two, and I ultimately chose this lady here. She came out of a wedding magazine a few months ago, and she worked really well. It's really cool. And now I'm trying another thing I've never tried before, but I've thought about. I'm going to make sure the paper is super, super dry, because I'm going to take some painter's tape. And Lord, I had a time trying to find the end of that thing. I'm feeling around on there, and it was a struggle. And on my mind, I was just thinking, Lord, don't let this rip this paper up. Lord, don't let it rip the paper up. But I just put some down random because I'm trying to add another layer to those other shapes we did earlier. And now, on top of everything else, we're going to play around with some ink. Like ink pads. I'm using a Dylusions, the quad ink pad here, and some stencils. Most of them I got at Walmart. This first one I got at Walmart a while back. It was from Waverly, I believe. And I don't have any of those fancy felt things to put the ink out on, so I just have makeup sponges from Dollar Tree. because I have a whole crap load of them where I used to do a lot of nail art and stuff back in the day. And I just use those and rub it on. And once they start leaving junk behind or get too saturated, I literally just rip the end off and then use the use the part that's left until it's all gone. I know, super sophisticated. But here I'm just kind of creating some visual interest with that and just, again, wiping it down, trying to mute it. This is another one that I got at Walmart as well, I believe from Waverly. I think it's made to make like chalk paint designs on furniture, but I do what I want. When using my art journal. And I'm using black there. I really like that little visual interest with it. Now I just get my fingers all up in there. I got ink all over me. It's fun. Now this one here I got off Amazon. It was called like Cell or Microbe or something. It's just a whole bunch of different size circles in there, and it creates kind of this speckled effect that I really liked. I don't even usually like round stuff, but I liked it. It gave it a fun little look. And now I'm just going, no stencils or anything. I'm just going straight with the makeup things and just adding some splashes of color around. I really like working with the inks on top because they're not opaque. So they just add kind of like another shadow on top, another layer. And it's just fun. And I'm putting a black border around there because, I don't know, it always makes the page look more finished in my mind. I mean, at least this one it worked. Now hold your breath. We're going to peel this tape. Hope for the best, y'all. Hope for the best. I remember I was so nervous because it ripped that deli paper right in two, but the page held, y'all. The page held. And I really liked the effect that this had. So I'm definitely going to play around with this in the future, maybe with different shapes and everything. But I love that it gave me even more shapes on top of those ones we did with the envelopes before. And it just adds another dimension to it that I was digging. I liked it. And now we're going to put the magazine ladies on there, or magazine ladies. There's just one lady, Jennifer, the magazine lady. And I'm just playing around. I found these jewels that I already had cut out from jewelry ads, and I'm just, like I said, I don't plan. I'm just setting them around, trying to fill it out, and then something clicks in my head, and I'll be like, that's good. So I really like that earring I put under her arm there, and then I got the 2 rings to the left there. And then I found some words I thought went just perfect with it. So loved it. And now we're just gluing everything down, and I'm using a Scotch glue stick. I'm not particular on glue sticks. I do really like the Scotch ones. I use all kinds. The only one I will never use again is from Dollar Tree, and it's like blue, and it's from the brand Jot. Oh my gosh, just what word to the wise, I guess you'd say. Don't use that one. Anything I've glued with that, I'll glue it down, it'll be okay, and then I'll go back and flip through my journal pages, and the stuff literally just peels up. It's just garbage, in my humble opinion. But anyway, just pay the extra couple bucks, get you some Avery, get you some Scotch, get you some Elmer's, you know what I mean? But anyway, so we're just finishing gluing all that up there, cutting off the excess. I'm liking it. I like the flow of it. It's going good. And now I'm going to use something. I have just been obsessed with using these lately. I've been loving them. These Finnabar paints. Oh my goodness. This one is one of the metallic ones. And I just go in there with my fingers. I've been obsessed with these paints, especially their Opal Magic ones. Oh my gosh. It just adds, which if y'all have watched and seen a few of my pages, some people have asked how I get that. Someone called it like a magic mist or something. It's these paints. Like, I love working with them so much. I just kind of put a little bit around the corners there, and not very thick at all. I want it to almost look like, I don't know, like a magic smoke cloud or something. I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully y'all can infer what I'm meaning there, but it just adds a touch of magic to the page, and I really like it. It's just a whole nother visual element, and I'm going over it with a baby wipe there just to really, I don't want it to be opaque at all. I just want it to be a wisp of something on there. And just so fun. I bet y'all can guess next. Oh, gel pens. Yes, yes, yes. It is not a day without gel pens. I've been obsessed with those lately too. And using trusty old heat gun. Bless her heart. She's working. And I'm just going to go in there here in a second, and I'm just going to be adding some texture with the gel pens like usual. And those words there, in case y'all are on a small screen, it says for a moment. Well, if I'd move my dang hand, there we go. For a moment, there she was, the belle of the ball, and she wore it so nicely. I thought that was such a cool quote that I found, and it seemed to really work with the picture and everything. I'm going around, no rhyme or reason. I'm just adding random wisp of lines just to add some more texture to the background, because we need more. I've not put enough on that page yet. And I didn't want her outline to be very harsh at all, so I'm drawing a line and then immediately going with my finger and smudging it, so she kind of gets a highlighted kind of halo type effect, but it's not harsh like I did for the words, because I want those words to stand out the most, and I like the effect that that had. And now I'm doing the same thing with my black gel pen there, just adding some texture, and then I'm writing the date and my name on her dress like a heathen. Right on that white dress, and just folding it, making sure everything will fold good, because this will be going back in a book. And that's it. I had so much fun doing this, and like I said, it took me about an hour and 25 minutes, an episode of closer and a half. And it was just so fun to do, trying out all these different techniques. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.